Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala ashrafil mursalin Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahabati ajma'in. All praise and adoration are due to Almighty Allah, who has made a religion for us, the best religion anybody can ever see or practice on the surface of this earth. Islam is such a religion that has been, endowed by Allah to Muslims worldwide. And this Islam has 5 pillars upon which it's standing. The very 5th one is known as HAJJ. HAJJ, Allah says, I have called upon you to visit my own house, so that so that you can witness several goodies that is awaiting you, that has been provided for you by Allah. Go there. So where you go on Hajj, on holy pilgrimage, in a way, is a kind of you performing the other 4 pillars of Islam during the same last pillar. What do I mean by that? You have to have faith before you can become a Muslim. If there is no faith for you, then you cannot perform Hajj. In fact, talking of what is happening in our home present day Nigeria, during the time of our own forefathers, maybe they performed Hajj spending just 200 naira, as against talking about 3-point-something million today. So, if you don't have faith, you will look at that money and look at another angle. What other thing the money can fetch you, instead of you go and, spending it on Hajj. So it is faith that is first. So when you perform Hajj, you are practicing your faith. Faith, in other words, when you perform Hajj, you come out simple as ever. Because during that 5 days that we know as Hajj, right, that to perform Hajj rites, you will be alone in just 2 garments, if you are a man, without putting anything under. Just as simple as we were created by Allah. And it's even reminding you of the last day that we shall be called upon by Allah to rise from our graves. Allah says we shall rise without putting on anything. So those 2 white pieces of clothes is just for you to cover up, because we are still here. But on that day, Al-Araf al-Akbar, on the greater assembly that will happen over there, Allah says we will all be naked. We will be naked. In fact, one of the wives of the Holy Prophet Muhammad was so touched when Rasulullah said we will be naked. Said, naked? As far as cover myself up, Rasulullah said, on that day, nobody will even see his or her own nakedness, not to talk of the nakedness of the person beside you, because of the rigorous of that day. So our faith will work for us when we go for Hajj. Then another thing is our observance of Salat as at when due. If you are not the type that pray regularly, then you see it when you go there. You will be forced to do it. Nobody will send you out to go and pray. But when you see people, millions of people moving towards Allah, HAJJ, Jabaitillah, Siru ala simillah, when people will be moving towards the great mosque, the mosque of which, if you pray there 1 rakah, the reward you are going to get is 7,000 and over, as against the reward you have when you pray ordinarily in some other mosque. So everybody will be rushing towards that direction. So you have no option than to go move with them. So you observe your salat regularly, as at the time Allah wants us to observe them. So when you perform Hajj, you will not be able to miss salat. It's another thing for us. So when you perform Hajj, you see that before you know it, you are paying zakat. Because zakat is not just by you bringing out money. You use money to pay zakat, your health to pay zakat, you use your time to pay zakat, you use your energy to pay zakat. All these things you are bringing in when you are performing Hajj. Especially when you make tawaf, you see people stepping on you, matching you, pushing you. They will say, Sabur, be patient, my brother. You have no option than to be patient. So when you perform Hajj, you are even paying zakat without you knowing. So at the same time, you are fasting. Many a times that we will be on the Mount of Arafah, After the first meal in the morning, before you get the second one, you will do like this. You will sweat. That's why you see philanthropists from all over the world bringing food, bringing drinks for people. No matter what you may eat on that day, you won't be as comfortable as when you are at home, because we are on the journey. We are all going to be, in the outskirts of Mecca. Millions of people will be on the same floor, putting on the same garment, saying the same thing. La ilaha illallah, wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku, wa lahul hamdu, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. There is none worthy of being praised except Allah. Lahul mulku, the dominion of the heavens and the earth belongs to Him alone. Everybody will be saying the same thing at the same time, facing the same direction. Then you see that you are nobody in the midst of all. And all these people we are talking about, you have millionaires in pound sterling, millionaires in the greatest currency of the world, yet they succumb to the will of their Lord, praying to their Lord, seeking Allah's forgiveness. So that 5 days makes you feel that you are nobody in the sight of Allah. That is why Allah says, Siru ala simillah. Walk towards the direction of Allah in the name of Allah, because of the faith you have.